Hi there and welcome to the next episode of Steam A to Z. Today I'm playing Broken Sword, which apparently I've never played before. Doesn't surprise me. Okay, this is another point and click adventure game. Revolution. I think Revolution did a game called Lure of the Templars, which is a really old school point and clicking. So we'll go full screen, please. What's augmented look like? Okay, we'll go full screen. So clearly the resolution is pretty terrible. Audio, we'll turn the music off. Now, Broken Sword was a point and click adventure game that came out on PlayStation 1, I believe it was, and I think I played that one a little bit. I don't remember it.
City of
it's been
love,
so long.
romance, and dreams. So they say.
And then I just never, so I didn't follow the series. There's quite a few games in the series. I do recognise this character at least. It's about as far as we got.
I've always associated my beloved Paris with death.
Oh, so you're talking about Paris. Charles Cecil. He sounds great. That's pretty cool. So this looks got a very 90s vibe, I guess, to it. A lot of 90s games used hand-drawn images for the backgrounds, like hand-drawn, hand-painted, and then they were scanned into the computer. And they were on the backgrounds, and then they actually animated the sprites on top of that. And of course, that takes a lot less graphics to put on just a flat image with sprites animated on top of it, and they look quite effective too. So that was a very common thing in the 90s. Beneath Steel Sky did it. Lure of the Templars, as I mentioned earlier. A lot of the point and click adventure games, because you didn't need to fully, like these days, all this would be all fully rendered and stuff, which takes a lot more work, a lot more money, and a lot more computing power.
Now, you got an interview with Pierre Carchon. Yes, the Pierre Carchon.
I have an interview
with
photos, Pierre.
So leave your gear at home. He asked for you personally.
Where's
Don't ask me why.
Where's my subtitles? I want subtitles.
Anyhow, this could be big, so if he makes a pass, don't forget. Just smile, say yes, and keep taking notes.
Excuse me?
So charming and so very.
Sounds like you're promoting rape culture
Pierre
there.
Carchon was a media king, a national hero, and one of the most infamous adulterers in Europe. He and his wife Imelda were just one step down from royalty. Whoa, I hate mimes, but unless you humor them, they don't go away.
Really? I thought if you punch them in the nuts, they would. It's really freaking creepy.
Here I was, the palace of the media king and the ice
cream. I don't
cream.
really get mimes in my country. I've never seen one.
I pressed the doorbell and set in motion a chain of events which would change my life
you get like people on the street.
What is
just
it?
playing the
Madame,
guitar or
my name
just
is
singing.
Nicolas.
I mean, they're kind of
I'm
creepy
here to see
enough.
Monsieur Carchon. Come up,
Just
we're on the first
try
floor.
not to make eye contact and just walk past them. But mimes probably just freak me the
Madame Carchon,
right
it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sure.
The ice queen was certainly living up to her reputation.
I want one of those.
Will you be staying for the interview?
Mademoiselle, I know little of my husband's business affairs, and I care even less. I certainly have no intention of watching him pore over yet another pretty little journalist.
Pretty? You're too kind, madame.
Yeah, you're way too kind.
Ah, the talented and very beautiful Mademoiselle Collard. Such a pleasure to meet you at last.
Someone's
Monsieur
gonna
Carchon,
die.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
It's not
Call me
going to be
Pierre,
me.
But I do not flatter you idly. I was a friend of your father. He was a great man.
My father, he never mentioned.
He and I were very close. And then his death. So tragic.
Very tragic.
Imelda, your damned cat's in my study again.
Damn
Another
cats.
Ming vase, I suppose.
Stupid cats.
Excuse me for one moment.
Well, that is kind of something a cat would do.
You journalists are getting younger each year.
Perhaps it's the rest of the world getting older, madame.
Snap, you just called her old.
That was no cat.
You just said you're an old bitch.
God, what? Monsieur Carchon.
Really? What a dummy. How dumb is she? Well, not like she could have stopped the guy anyway, but how dumb is she? It's like, oh, the mime.
He's
It's
dead.
creepy old mime's right there.
I must call the police. You'd better stay here.
There was a man. It was the mime. Do you think he...
Well, I believe we can rule out suicide, don't you?
No wonder they
So
called her
funny.
the Ice Queen. She would have been top of my list of suspects if I hadn't seen the attacker myself.
Yeah, but she could have
And
paid
if
the
I
mime
hadn't
to
come
do it.
across a couple of murders just like this already. One of the most important men in Europe
Ba-ding.
murdered. And here was I,
Ding again.
Nico Coulard, alone
Nicole.
at the scene of the crime.
Yep.
Should
was
I wait
you.
for the cops? Or start my own investigation?
Well, obviously, this wouldn't be much of a
was a
game if you
no-brainer.
just called the cops and left it to them, would it? Right, let's look at... Blah, who cares? So that's that, and that does that, and that's for that, and stuff like that. So I'm going to click on that. It's got a little blue flashing thing, which is even telling me what I need to click on.
Mimes and guns don't usually go together, but I had an idea that this was no ordinary mime.
No,
I've come
really?
across this murderer before, and written... At least that's what I'd call...
Oh, cool. Pick that up. You're
was one
tampering
of
with
my hair clips.
investigations.
My favorite... It must have fallen when... I closed his eyes. It was the least I could do for the poor... I opened his eyes. Best to leave the crime scene as I found it.
Yeah, well, you've already taken your...
I closed. I opened...
He's alive! Look, he's blinking.
I
I think it's probably best to leave the crime scene as you found it, so that would include putting your hair clip back.
Some people hate searching corpses for clues. Me, I'm okay with it. Reminds me of an old boyfriend.
Blood should also be there. And there should be more blood than that, but there should be blood here.
In his pocket, I found a ticket stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie.
And
Taking the ticket meant I tampered with the evidence.
yes,
There was...
that's exactly what that
Carchon had been
means.
shot.
Yes, he had. Can I put that back? Because that's how his jacket was. Do we have any more blue things? Nothing around his dick. So this is what you do with point and clicks. So you move the mouse around, see if anything has an effect. So let's go back. Oh, so I did close it back up.
A bust of Pierre Carchon, humble servant of La France.
Yeah, humble servant of the France. Oh look, he cut
A small round piece of glass had been cut out of the pane.
Why wouldn't you
This
cut it
was a professional job.
closer to the handle in order to get in? Surely.
I didn't want to cut myself. Call me old-fashioned, but I like to keep...
Yeah, but you're getting fingerprints everywhere. That
The
counts as
killer
DNA,
must
doesn't
have
it?
used a ladder to reach the
Well,
window.
that looks like a
He
ladder.
was long gone. Guess he folded that ladder up, popped it in his pocket, and took it with him.
What? That surely looks like you could climb up that. I could climb up that.
The bookcase was filled with
What have we got here? Ha 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 ha. Creepy mime. Yep, sound of smashing. So these are my tips, my clues. Mime beacon, I walked over. That's so stupid. Right. To use imagery on a background object, click on the item and hold the mouse button. Okay. So I just want to look at this.
It was a boat ticket stamped. When I was a little girl, Papa used to take me on the...
Oh, cool,
It was one of my...
So there's glass down there. I have no idea what that would do. Alright, let's try going through the door.
The police could turn up at any minute. Somewhere there were clues to the murder.
I would have thought most of the clues to the murder would have been in that room that actual murder took place, seeing as how the murderer didn't actually leave the room at all.
A Louis XIV tip, but hey, with a husband that rich, taste is easy. A medieval pageant.
Thought-provoking than
original,
that, I guess.
No doubt. The tapestry must have cost a fortune.
Yeah, fortunes. What's that? Pick.
I reckoned that cloth might...
Oh, look.
Even my fingernail wouldn't fit into such a small hole.
What about...
It was one of my...
Yeah, okay, cool. What about that?
Aha! Nico, you are just...
Yeah, you are just so damn good at this.
Instead of comforting Imelda, I was ransacking her flat. Why?
Because you're a weirdo?
There was something going on here. And hey, she'd been rude to me, so she had a...
Yeah. Just take her 6 toys. How do I close it? There we go. So let's take a look at that.
A key. Maybe a safe key.
Maybe it's
the cloth
safe.
Was embroidered with an unusual symbol. It was a tube of a...
Ultramarine.
Just the colour I was after for my... I'm sorry, I have to go.
I don't think that's enough paint for your bathroom.
Young lady, what are you... Oh, this paint.
Stealing your
For God's sake, keep the damn stuff.
Yeah. Keep the damn stuff.
Imelda had talent, but I certainly wasn't going...
I don't want to talk to her just yet. I want to keep looking. Looky, looky, looky. Go in here.
The door was locked.
I'm going to guess this key probably doesn't work on the door.
A modern key on an antique door.
So...
It contained rows of... Programming the Z80 by Robin
Z80?
The romance, the drama...
Why do I hear a goat?
Pierre Cauchon again. A bust of Pierre Cauchon.
Okay. Anything else I can click on in here? Alright, fine. I'll go talk to the silly old bat.
The tapestry must...
Okay. Probably did. I'll talk to this old cow.
There was no one I needed to phone. Excuse me.
Yes?
Why would a mime want to kill...
Pierre had plenty of enemies. Half the...
How did your husband...
I have no idea.
You didn't know him?
Pierre knew a lot of people I didn't know.
That's the woman. Ha,
I am so sorry for your loss.
No, you're not. You're a journalist. Journalists don't feel sorry.
Not true.
We shall see.
Why did your husband send for me? What did he want to discuss?
I have no idea.
He never told...
No. This is quite a scoop for you.
Just because I am a journalist...
Don't patronize me. Do you have any moral sense?
I certainly don't let it get in the way of a good story.
I admire your loyalty.
The police will be here soon, madame. Is there anybody you would like me to contact?
No. He was all I had, really. The dutiful wife. That...
I know one thing.
What?
If you want to... then you let me do the job.
What?
Not the police.
Why?
Because you're a reporter.
How do I know?
Because you have no choice. The police will take weeks.
What?
Believe me. Who is to know that you are not...
I don't know.
All I need is a few more minutes.
I think perhaps you do have a moral sense. Of sorts. And I share your... Here, take this. It's the key. It was Pierre's room. I read...
Thank you.
So now I can get into that room. Do, do, do. Key on the door. In we go.
Now we were getting somewhere.
Now we're getting somewhere. Yes. Painting. I guess would be there'd be a
Painting showed the
safe here
cachons
somewhere.
together.
That's a button, obviously.
In love. Or did I read that in a... There was the very...
So, yeah, okay, so it clicked, and then I didn't see anything happen.
This wasn't the time. Though it is very pop. This wasn't... Though it is...
Right, the chandelier. There's another door.
As expected, the desk was yet an... The blotter and in tray had clearly been placed with
So let's move it.
I didn't want to take the tray, but I knew... I didn't want to take... I didn't need a sheet of blotting paper. Not while it was...
Okay.
My heart skipped a beat. It had been made, I knew for certain, because in my apartment, carved into a box. So Cauchon had known my... I decided to take the carved elephant.
You thief. It's like, oh, this is lovely, I'll just take this. So what have I got in here that I could use? Blue paint. Okay. Blue paint.
I didn't want to take the tray. The paint would have just soaked into the blotting paper.
Okay, well, what about... Oh, yeah. Where's the other tray?
The ticket...
There we go. Some paint in there.
I'd spread blue paint over the bottom of the tray, but also quite a clever one.
Okay. Carved elephant.
No. No. I didn't want to take the tray, but I knew, in a way, I was going back to...
I'm not entirely sure what you did in art school, woman.
No. I didn't want to, in a way... I didn't...
And that's nothing, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to do with this. For some reason my point in dragging is not really working very well on my computer at the moment.
No.
Well, so this is...
No.
So this is, as I said before, point and click adventures 101. Just click all the things, try all the things with all the things until something happens.
Not surprising, really.
So that key won't work on that door.
I didn't need the light.
Okay, so when I push the button, it didn't do anything in here. So clearly, I still need to do something with this desk. Oh, okay.
Behind the picture was a...
So just click on the picture again. God damn it. I don't know what the heck is wrong with my mouse at the moment. And, oh, maybe, because it is a wireless mouse, maybe it's having trouble.
In the safe was some kind of
artifact.
There were strange symbols on its surface. If there was one thing I'd learned about, but these symbols scratched into stone were impossible to read. I needed to find at least the stone was round, and what could... Sure, I was stealing, but I knew Imelda didn't know about the art.
You really have a way of justifying things. Are all reporters like this? Well, they are in the movies. That thing into there. It's a gross noise.
I rolled the artifact in the paint until it was completely coated.
Did you just put that paint-covered artifact in your pocket?
The roller and the paint worked just as I planned, but what did it say?
Subjustice. Come on, take it.
It was some kind of coded message. It read, subjudice. I may not have learned a lot as a journalist, but that was a term I knew well.
Not a term I know.
It means a legal case that is before the courts. Below it was a sequence of letters that made no sense.
SDS.
I suddenly realized there was a connection between the boat ticket and the coded message. The boat ticket was stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. The Conciergerie on the Ile de la Cité, by the river, housed the ancient law codes. So, subjudice could in this case mean literally under the law codes, below the Conciergerie. I was pretty sure I'd found all I could here.
That's what I was thinking
besides, all this opulence was making me pine for my regular life of poverty. This was a huge story. It was also one heck of a puzzle with a lot of pieces missing.
I don't know how you're going to explain things to the cops. They'll be like, oh, this is weird, this blue paint in this tray. And she'll be like, nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. So I have that thing. And my clue is, yep, coded message. Should follow the clues exactly by going to the key side. There, to there. Okay. What's the bet she's going to just leave before the cops have arrived? You know, witness to a murder. And she'll just leave. You know what? I'm out of here. It's been great, but I gotta go. Stuff to do.
I couldn't leave without...
Fine.
Did you find anything useful?
No.
This carving. Do you know anything about it?
She's said over and over she doesn't know about what he does.
I need to know.
He was given it by a friend.
He never explained any more.
No. But I think it was important to him. Always on display. Why?
It was carved by my father.
Oh, I see. I didn't know.
I didn't know.
Imelda,
Neither did I care.
I will do everything.
Thank you, my...
And if the police ask...
Don't worry. You were never here.
Subjudice
Really?
was the key. I was going to have to find a way under
She's
the
touched a whole bunch of stuff.
I
The cops are going to have her
decided to head straight to the
fingerprints
quayside on the Ile de la
when they
Cité.
check
If there
and
was
stuff.
a way of getting under the conciergerie, it would have to be from there.
Then you're going to be a suspect to the murder now. Like, seriously.
Canchon wasn't the type for messing about. He was up to something.
Something that got him killed. Well, that's a good place to end this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. If you did, press the like button. Feel free to subscribe, and we'll catch you tomorrow for another game about something. See you then.